Right now on News 4 at 10, how much a sinkhole in East Auora is costing one business, and wait until you hear how much it will cost the town to fix it.
And yesterday night, we had a lot of rain moving through. Tonight, a pretty opposite situation. We're tracking dry conditions, but for how long? I'll have the answer coming up.
And could a mistake made by the U.S. Air Force have allowed the Texas shooter to buy his weapons?
Represented a life. I was scared to death.
Stephen Williford says he is not a hero after he grabbed his own gun, ran outside of his home barefoot in Sutherland Springs, Texas, to confront the shooter right after yesterday's deadly church attack. Tonight, we are learning new details about the gunman, 26-year-old Devin Kelly, who shot and killed 26 people attending a church service. Many of them were children. 20 others are hurt. Tonight, CBS News has confirmed a mistake made by the U.S. Air Force may have allowed Kelly to buy his weapons. We know he bought at least 2 guns after passing background checks, even though he had received a bad conduct discharge from the U.S. Air Force for reportedly violence against his then-wife and stepson. That discharge should have banned him from buying firearms.
There are 3 checks that are conducted. One is of NCIC, one is a criminal history check, and another one is an indices on the NICS system itself. So in all 3 of those databases, there was not information that we would have said was prohibitive for that man to get the firearm.
The Air Force admitted today that its Office of Special Investigations failed to report Kelly's name to the National Criminal Information Center after he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of domestic violence in 2013. The Air Force says it will launch an investigation into how it handled his criminal records. And tonight, Buffalo SWAT team instructors briefed a meeting of Ellicott District stakeholders on how to prepare, if you can, for a mass shooting like the one in Texas. As we reported last night, pastor and Common Council President Darius Pridgen wants to give members of his congregation and his colleagues on the council practice in active shooter demonstrations. Pridgen tells us even before the tragedy in Texas, talks on how to better protect churches had already been in the works.
The Buffalo Police Department, FBI, and other organizations had already started putting together trainings for churches and for their security staffs and leaders in their churches. And so we've already been proactive, but now I think we even have to stretch that further.
Pridgen is also hoping to set up active shooter training in the Common Council chambers. And we will bring you any new developments on the Texas church shooting as we get them, both here on TV and, of course, our website and social media pages. Could it happen again? That is the question being asked in East Auora as they work to fix a sinkhole that is costing one business thousands of dollars. Tonight, we are learning how much it will cost to fix the sinkhole and where that money will come from. News 4's Rachel Monjovi reports from East Auora.
Well, crews have already taken steps to repair the sinkhole here. They did some stabilization work earlier today. But if we get another rain event, it could delay repairs and cost a local business owner tens of thousands of dollars.
It's unnecessary, absolutely unnecessary.
The last 24 hours have been a nightmare for Mikey D's cafe owner Michael DeJoseph. A 40-foot long by 35-foot wide sinkhole sits within a couple of feet from his restaurant.
We pretty much had to dispose of every food item we had, plus our catering jobs that we had to cancel. We have jobs all week. It's Veterans Week.
DeJoseph says by the end of the week, he'll be out of tens of thousands of dollars. He blames the village for neglecting a problem they knew about.
The pipe's never been maintained. The pipe, they took the piece of the pipe out today. The whole bottom of it's gone. It's all rotted out.
Village officials say the parking lot collapsed because of a rusted pipe in a 630-foot long culvert. They say they knew there would be a sinkhole at some point. There was a repair project scheduled for next spring.
There was a sinkhole forming anyways, but we never thought that it would turn into this monstrosity that's there now.
The board approved up to $300,000 in taxpayer surplus funds for a portion of the repairs.
The material that we need to fix it is, there's only 80 feet of it stocked in western New York right now.
Crews say it will take about 2 weeks to fix the current problem, but will need to look downstream to see if more problems exist to replace the entire culvert. In the meantime, there's a concern for the future of Mikey D's Cafe.
There's always a concern when there's an open hole next to a business that has a foundation. The foundation is not exposed, but it's close to being exposed. The biggest concern is if we were to have another rainfall event. This was a large rainfall event that caused this issue, and another large rainfall event could cause more erosion.
What's your plan from here on?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I can't speculate. I won't even say it's day by day right now. It's hour by hour.
The village board will meet again a week from today to see where the project stands and where the cost for the project is at. They hope to get Mikey D's Cafe back up and running as soon as possible. Reporting in East Aurora tonight, Rachel Monjovi, News 4.
Rachel, thank you. And towns like East Aurora weren't the only ones seeing heavy rain. All across western New York, strong downpours caused flooding. From Cass Creek in Buffalo to Fredonia, the rain created messy situations for people overnight and into this morning. So what is in store for us the rest of the evening and tomorrow morning? Meteorologist Kaylee Went is looking at your forecast for right now. What about the warnings, too? Are they still in place?
So we do still have a couple of warnings in place for a few creeks around town. Tonawanda Creek's one of them, Ellicott Creek another, and I'll show you those in just a moment. But I did want to give you a look at just how much rain fell within the last just over 24 hours now. And you'll notice places like Hamburg, Mayville picked up almost 3.5 inches of rain. That's absolutely incredible amounts of rain in that short of a period of time. Now, places like Warsaw and Batavia picked up a little over 2 3/4 of an inch of rain. Other areas like North Tonawanda and Niagara County saw over 2 inches, and so did the Buffalo Airport, which actually broke a record that was set back in 1985. That old record, 1 3/4 inches, but of course we broke that with those 2 inches the last day or so. Now notice it's been such a wet year so far at the airport. This is since January 1st. We've seen a little over 43 inches of rain. Now normally we see about 33, so of course we're about 10 inches above average. Last year with the drought that we saw, numbers were in the 20-inch range, so a big time wet winter and wet season that we've had so far, and a lot of that has to do with this wet spring and now wet fall. Now notice tonight it's a totally different scenario playing out. We've got just a little bit of cloud cover over western New York, but that's about it. And as we move through the night tonight, it's going to stay this way, but it is going to turn pretty chilly. But if you think tonight's bad, this week's temperatures get cooler and cooler. So I'm going to show you when you can expect 20s as your high temperature coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Kaylee, thank you. Up next, getting you ready for Election Day tomorrow. The 3 propositions on the back of the ballot you need to know about before you vote.